Happy Thursday morning to you as Coach Marc Lafleur has made his way into studio. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, guys.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Greg hanging around, your nemesis.
Yes, of course.
Face today.
Just to... No, now I got to deal with your ugly face this week.
That's right. Too bad.
So, Mark, Sunday night was probably the best game I've seen in quite some time. It was a pretty exciting game.
That was fun.
You know what, Greg? A lot of people said that. The next day, like I got stopped at it. Like when I went to the grocery store, got stopped there. A couple of people that I didn't know. You know, like great win, blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. The Monday was one of those where wow, like people really into this.
Well,
it was.
You look at the first period, Mark, and you realistically could have been up 3 or 4-0.
Mm-hmm.
Their goalie played really well.
Yeah, he made a couple of big stops in the first and as well in the third. I thought that, but again, he did his job, and our guy did his job as well.
Yeah.
So it was a well-played game for him. You know, at every position was a well-played game. A lot of chances to score on both sides, and the goalies did their part as well.
Did it look as was it as much fun to watch from behind the bench as from the stands? Because as Greg mentioned, it was the most enjoyable game of the year, and maybe in a couple of years here.
Well, when you're so much into it, you don't think of it.
You don't appreciate it.
Like the only thing is, you start a period, and next thing you know, you look at the clock, and the period's half done already.
It was a very fast.
It was too.
I remember the first period was over. It was over. It was over in like 28 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it was under 2 hours total time from start to finish.
Yeah.
It was under 2 hours.
Yeah, you know, they let us play, and it's just a well-executed game from both sides. Mm-hmm. And I think we got games coming up that'll be very similar to that.
It's early in the year, Mark, but does it mean a lot to the team? Does it mean what did it mean? Like, I know it's early. And
you mean the Powassan game?
The win over.
Yeah, I mean it's a confidence booster. We didn't get out of the gates the way we normally do, and so when you end up beating a team that is ahead of you, you know, it gives you the confidence. Hey, we're getting there. You know, so. We're starting to reap the rewards of our hard work and practice and and what we do in terms of our learning and our execution. So the guys are starting to see here their hard work paying off, which is always a great thing for players.
Right.
And confidence.
Speaking of practice, you've integrated some new kids into the lineup, starting with that Western road swing you're on. Must be good to get them in practice now and really go over some systems. They're not flying by the seat of their pants anymore. Yeah,
go over certain things in terms of X's and O's, and as well as bring up to speed with the intensity that we expect out of them. Mm-hmm.
So now you've got 3 games in 4 days.
And again, that schedule ain't getting any easier.
So Timmins tonight. Now you've had trouble with Timmins this year.
Timmins is a good team. Again, since day one, I've said that Timmins isn't getting the recognition they should be getting.
Yeah,
they're as strong as anybody in our division. I really do mean that. They just had a couple of hiccups along the way, but all in all, they've been playing the tough teams very tough.
Yeah.
And then the Sioux comes in here Friday night, which is always a good game, of course.
Yeah, they, we'll try to come back and get a win versus them that they took from us a couple of weeks ago. So it was a well-played game there too. They played extremely well, so we'll need our A game throughout the 3 games because Sunday again with Cochrane, it'll be the same type of thing. Yeah. You know, it'll be well-executed plays offensively.
Now, Cochrane's a funny team, right, Mark? Because they don't play like other teams do, right? A little more wide-open game than when you're playing the Sioux. Or
Yeah, it's...
So what do you do to adjust for that? You put something specific? I guess you don't have time to, really, with 3 games in 4 days. But
specific, not necessarily. We just change a couple of things. Okay. And but I think those couple of things really make a big difference. Mm-hmm. And we did that. We started doing that last year. We had incredible success against them. So we're kind of continuing the trend this year.
Right. Okay. Because they're playing the same as that. This is the way they've played, right? Since they've come in the league, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. That's Coach Lenny's style.
So Braden Stortz, one of the 3 Eastlink Stars of the week.
Yes.
Mark, he's having a great year. He's fourth in league scoring, 14 goals, 32 points in 17 games. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And that line has been, every time they're on the ice, they're dangerous.
Yeah, they were dangerous last Sunday versus Powassan. And yeah, that's great for Braden. He's having an incredible year right now. And he's starting to get recognized by the league, which is great.
Now, I feel bad for the guys that are in charge of picking these representative teams or all-star teams. Braden Stort's left off the Team NOJHL.
Right, for the Eastern Canada
But
All-Star
not only
Challenge.
that, if you look at the scoring stats, that Cordero kid, who's one slot ahead of Braden in the scoring,
He didn't make it either.
he didn't make it either. So the third and the fourth highest scorers in the league, and the guy tied with Braden, as a matter of fact, for fourth, he didn't go either.
Yeah.
He's not on the team either. So there's some tough negotiations going on to pick this team, I think.
So Jamie Lozon made a mark.
The only thing when it comes to sorry,
Yeah, that's
the only thing I was surprised with Storts. You got to remember as well, though, and at times there were some surprises last year too.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
But you got to remember, you can only select 5 20s.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
And a lot
It's-
of people
yeah.
don't think about this.
Yeah.
Braden's a non-20. He's 19.
Right.
So that was the big surprise for me with Braden. He was a non-20. Tied for fourth in league scoring. So, but he's going to keep his head up. He's one of our captains. He's going to continue plugging away and have a great year for us.
And there's still another week and change to go before this team departs for Cornwall.
Yeah, exactly.
So you never know. Injuries, stuff happens. I'm sure that if Braden's not the first alternate, he's the second alternate at this point.
But Lozon's going.
Yeah, definitely. Congratulations to guys like Jamie, Adam DeGagne, and
Marc-Antoine Arsenault.
And Marc-Antoine Arsenault.
Who played really well, I thought, Sunday night. He was really dangerous out there. I really noticed him for sure.
It's just he could hit everything but the net.
Yeah,
Hit
like
the glass, hit the boards.
see him all the time. Like
but he's getting his chances.
He loves that ping off the goalpost.
Yeah.
But I really can't say enough about that goalie for Powassan. He was really good.
Now, Greg
He
asked
was
me.
really good.
Greg, you asked me on Monday, I believe it was, where the kid was from. He's from Virginia. He's an American kid.
Like perfect balance. Like not a big kid, but holy cow. Yeah. And you must be happy with Corshane coming in here on the fly. All of a sudden he's playing all these teams. And he's winning all the games.
Well, yeah. And not to mention, Tyler Mazzucato played incredible in
Cochrane last Wednesday,
in that double overtime tie. So our goaltending is really solid. And speaking of which, Mark Gaudette last night got his first start in the Q.
Got his first start in the Q. They lost 6-4 to Shawinigan, who were the second best team in the Q. But Mark was great. It could have been 15-2 because he faced 46 shots last night.
Wow.
And he looked real comfortable in the net, and it was impressive. In my opinion, he looks like he played well enough to get a second shot.
Yeah.
I guess so if you had 46 shots on him. Wouldn't you think?
When you're on the road against one of the best teams in the league and you give your team a chance to win.
Yep.
That's all a coach can ask for,
Okay, so Timmins tonight, the Sioux Friday night, Cochrane on Sunday night. Going to be busy. You're down an assistant with Tom Sinclair's retirement. What happens on the road now, Mark? You going to be a one-man show out there, or what's going to happen?
We've got to remember we have Rusty as well from Blind as well. He comes around. And Jed comes on the road usually as well. So
okay.
We'll be fine. And depending where we are, Paul as well.
Okay.
So we'll be fine.
Well, you won't be going anywhere this weekend. 3 games in 4 days at the complex.
So Timmins tonight, then the Sioux Thunderbirds tomorrow night. It'll be Foodland Noisemaker night. We have Foodland. We have
Thundersticks.
Yeah, Thundersticks to give out to everybody tomorrow night.
Okay.
And then Sunday night, it's a 6 o'clock start. Remember the Sunday night 6 o'clock start. Remembrance Day ceremonies prior to the game. It's going to be a good evening. Thanks to Veterans Affairs Canada, they've given us a whole bunch of commemorative pins, lapel pins, to give to fans that come out Sunday evening. And there's a special Veteran Affairs Canada puck that's going to be dropped for the official puck dropping ceremony, and it should be a real good night against the Cochrane Crunch. And so hopefully there's a big crowd on hand for all 3 games this weekend.
All right, Mark. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, and we will see you at the rink starting tonight at 7:30. It is 7:45. Happy Thursday morning to you. 8 degrees downtown.